up, guys? Merajito 20K here, bringing you another video about the hangar. And this time, as you can see, there's already a few changes. We got a few posters as the 18 million stretch mark was finally made, and they actually managed to lower some of the prices for the cosmetic items on the Voyager Direct Store, meaning that price that I would have paid $5 for a poster, I was able to pretty much get all the posters. And I went ahead and bought a few things, a few of the cosmetic items, and so I got a few of the posters, and I was kind of doing a little bit of a scavenger hunt to find everything. There's the cot, and over here you got the workbench, which they actually said it's going to be used for overclocking the different components on your ship, which I thought was really cool. So if you have noticed already, we no longer have that crazy yellow glow that was going on in the background, and they kind of fixed all that, and it looks really clear. Slight performance hit, but I very much expected that. I mean, the fog is one way that they use in order to kind of limit the draw distance and rendering distance, and just kind of looking around to see what else they may have changed, looking for other posters. It's almost like a little scavenger hunt to find them all, to be honest. And I also noticed when I got about right here was, man, my hangar got even bigger. And why was that? Well, I decided to put a few dollars in, and for you guys, my subscribers, and anybody who may see this in the future, to kind of see what happens when you buy some weapons in the Voyager Direct Store. And probably noticed that other poster over there, but yeah, it adds a whole new section onto the hangar, and puts them on these little grab lifts, and I kind of wanted to experiment with putting them onto different ships to see how much functionality we have in the holoviewer. And I mean, it's pretty cool how they do that, because eventually you could have like entire sections dedicated to different parts for your ships, and they'll all display there in real time. As you got to put them somewhere, they don't just come out of nowhere. So that's a pretty cool little point that they brought up. As I head back over to the holoviewer, I wanted to take a quick look at a few of the things that they managed to put out on this letter from the chairman, 18 million. With that 20 million mark, we got the first-person combat on select lawless planets, and that means we won't be just battling on like space stations and trying to take over vehicles and all that stuff. I already covered the lowering in the Voyager Direct Store prices, because they kind of wanted to keep the weapons at the same price. They did a patch over the weekend for the hangar, which, as you see, it's got some lighting differences, and then you also have, they said about 89 bugs that were squashed, and they got about 11 so far that they know about that they're still working on, as well as how much data was kind of passed in between the servers, or they said they got about 107 terabytes passed data-wise. And then finally, they got this Terra Landing zone and work in progress, which, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put it in the description. I mean, it's absolutely amazing how big this Terra landing zone platform area is, and it makes it feel very much like a spaceport. And you see all these ships flying in the background, these big cargo transporters, and all these civilian ships and everything. So it feels really real and very believable. And you can kind of get this sense that you're like really high up, because you got all this wind going around you and everything, and it's just really cool. But back to what I was showing is you got the two weapons there in the weapon area, and I was kind of seeing what they had highlighted, and I noticed they had added color to all the different pieces, and actually the ships as you bring them out. They're not really colored yet in the hologram viewer, but I imagine that's for highlighting the different pieces that you're able to move around. So I was just kind of looking over everything, see if they changed any descriptions or anything like that. And yeah, I was just kind of checking it out. Like, wow, everything looks a lot better. What does each thing still have? Have they changed any of the other larger ships that have different pieces that we can move around? Not. And so far, there hasn't really been any changes like that. But I did get the brilliant idea to see, hey, what can I fit on my 350R? I mean, it's a racing ship, and it could be a very good fast strike transport or scouting ship. So let's just try and put a few things on. And then right here I found out, oh hey, they got a spot for some missiles, and I'm not quite sure what goes up on that top rack there, but I managed to get that neutron laser pointed on the front, and there you see it's compatible for a missile rack. So apparently you could have 3 to 4 different lasers and then a missile platform on the very back, on the very bottom nose. So you kind of see I got that neutron laser up there, and it's pretty surprised that it's a little bit bigger fitted than I thought it was going to be. I guess the Hornet hides it pretty well. And yeah, that's pretty much the extent of what was going on. Kind of just admiring everything, and I got this great idea. What do you do? I mean, you gotta think you're not always gonna have this crazy ambient lighting. So I thought about, oh hey, what happens if you know, I turned off all the lights? Would it look like the vehicles in space using their own indoor lighting without the artificial light coming through the windows and everything? So in a future video I plan to do that, and I was kind of testing out, did they fix the walking glitches and everything, no other crazy glitches, and yeah, they kind of made the animations a little more fluid, and there's a few animations for getting on the ships that they're less jerky and they're more synchronized and everything. It's pretty nice. But stay tuned for a future video where I'll go through all my different ships with all the lights off and kind of see what their internal lighting looks like. Thanks for watching.